How you doing? This is Mod 8, Unit 6 assessments. So the first question is to reflect upon the necessary assessments that you need to gather the information from Unit 1. So what did I utilize to gather my insights in three areas? So what I try to use is I use an exit ticket, a formative, or maybe um, at the same time as in a generalized asking questions so that I can see who is starting to learn to get the area. So, because I want to make, because what I do is I use the data getting to, so I know how to set the goals that are visible for the student. Um, how to use, I also use like colors and PowerPoints and Ghost Notes and presentation to display the learning progress, and also like Kahoot and Booklet and any other type of game or Desmo programs where I can monitor them as well as ensure that they're in the program and they're doing what they're doing. I can send them real-time messages and encouraging students to also work together, because you know sometimes taking a weak and a strong and putting together, you average out. You might have a strong person who is quiet and a strong person who is very vocal. That's not going to work because that will just make the strong person who vocally say everything out lead the charge. But you don't want that. So those are the type of assessments I use to help gather my data and information. Where they were successful, but um, I don't think they for this subject. Um, Out of 14 students, two who have never taken it, and one student who is home in hospice, so he never really comes in. So I don't count him toward my numbers. But this is also the same time I was coming off of surgery. So this is my first time back in the classroom and getting them back up to date. So I try to bring everything down to like really low level to help gather like the doc data. Their overall score in the class was a 59. Um, they had a couple low scores, but that's also probably the difference between my teaching style compared to what was going on in in the last few weeks. Then it said, what changes would I make in my assessment? I probably would try to utilize more fun in my formative assessments. I use like I sometimes like to have an icebreaker, but it's somehow tied into what their knowledge of the content, as well as pushing forward to, you know, I will, I do, you do, we do type of information to help gather information. See who are the stronger students, who are the students who are not really taking notes and who are not participating. Those are like things I would change more is to ask a lot more open-ended questions to help gather the data so that way, and if one student is always answering, then other students will feel obligated or okay with just letting him run with it. No, what I do is instead of calling on that one student who will say that, I actually turn around and I use that information. I start to, you know, assign who's going to answer the question. And if they don't know, I can gear them towards the right area in answering the questions. But also have fun with them. Don't make it all dun, 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 dun. But adjust my teaching style, and my attitude reflects their attitude. And as long as they have achievable goals, they got display of information that's being presented, and encourage them to work with other students in the classroom, not just creating peers, because these students have also been together pretty much from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. So they know each other. And, those are the things that I would do about if part of my assessment and data collection.